Starting over. Take number 10.
Yeah, we've done this 4 times.
And the cat keeps messing with
and now your water bottle is gonna fall onto your keyboard, which is gonna mute the whole thing.
All right, let's speed run everything we talked about 4 times already.
Okay.
This is our 4th podcast location. One up there, one down here,
and
one over there,
I literally
one back here.
keep saying this is pointless information to share. They can look at this and be like, yeah, different locations.
What's not pointless information to share?
Yeah.
That's the point of a podcast.
Yeah, no,
it's just kind of BS to hang out and talk.
Yeah.
Have a good time.
Yeah, I was gonna say hang out and talk.
This isn't
BS.
for you guys. This is for me and you.
Yeah.
But I know you don't like it, so it's for me, kind of.
I love it. I seriously love it. I've literally said that. I do.
Yeah.
I really do.
Afterwards.
I've pet Frankie the cat, who's sitting right here in front of us, and you can't see him. And then I rubbed my face. Rookie mistake. Okay, I want to hear about how Wi-Fi installation went at the coworking space.
Myself and a buddy are starting up a thing. It's kind of like a small business incubator, if you will. I'm going to run my website business, marketing business out of it.
New office building.
And so we signed this lease on this new office building, and it's really cool. It's downtown. It's like right downtown, like the center of downtown is like this courtyard, and we're like our windows share the
beautiful
courtyard.
Fountain.
Yeah, so it's cool. It's a cool spot. Super cheap rent.
Beautiful fountain. It's not that beautiful. That's okay.
It's a cool spot. That's
what
I
is
said.
A very cool
you said
spot.
Beautiful fountain.
Yeah.
Anyway, if this space was in the Portland area with the proximity is to downtown, it would be like $6,000 a month for this space at least. No, probably more than that.
Yeah.
We're paying a fraction of that price, which is awesome. And a part of the reason why I was excited about this space is because before we even signed the lease, I went on and ordered fiber internet from CenturyLink to come be installed, and they were like, "Yep, should be no problem. We know that location. We'll be able to get internet access, or excuse me, fiber specifically access to that building." And we're so confident in it that we're not going to charge you the installation.
Fiber?
We're not going to charge you the installation fee. Fiber is fiber optics. It's like a cable that has basically, to my understanding, it's like a glass constant connection. So instead of running through coax, which ends up being like the metal connections, it's like a glass, and the way that it transfers data is like it can transfer data at like a significantly higher rate. So
your upload download speed of
yes, it can be your upload and download are the same. So upload and download are the same speeds, which is important when you're doing YouTube specific stuff. Mm-hmm. So we do a lot of YouTube stuff, obviously. Here at our house, we have a download speed of like sometimes up to a gig, which is great. Like 1,000 megabytes per second is what a gig is. And typically residential internet is like 75 to 100 megabytes per second, and that's pretty fast.
Fun facts with Kylan.
We here, our upload speed, so our download is up to a gig. Our upload speed is like 20. So, like, especially these podcasts, they're long. And so basically I don't edit them at all. That's why we're doing new takes. And then I just take it right from my computer. As soon as we're done here, I just click upload.
And then you go to bed. And then you wake up and hope for the best.
And hope that it finished.
So with BreckyBreck, that
BreckyBreck.
I don't like that.
Harder because look at my toes.
Cute. Are they cute? No, get them down.
Are they cute?
Some people have
those are cute toes.
Not foot fetishes. We'll say phobias.
Phobias.
Yeah, so you should.
If I start grabbing stuff, that's what people.
You should probably move your foot.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry.
But it could be the thumbnail.
Yeah, I'll get a thumbnail shot of there.
That's weird. Anyways. They're gonna be disappointed now when they click on this, and that was the thumbnail.
And no more foot.
Yeah.
Like they wanted more foot.
They wanted more feet.
I can show them the other.
Is that
foot.
it? Okay, so you go to install fiber.
Yeah. Okay, let me finish the story.
It's called fiber.
You interrupt me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so fiber internet. It's
fiber
important.
optic.
It was a big when for this location to get it. So anyway,
Can I like act while you're telling it?
yeah.
Okay.
So I ordered it before we even signed the lease. I ordered for the install. The earliest install I could get was the 3rd. No sound effects though.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's gonna pick up and then
Sure,
it's like gonna
absolutely.
sound like I'm smacking.
Silence.
Mime it.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
trying.
Okay. Anyway, so there I was, minding my own business.
I don't know. Just tell the story.
Okay, so I ordered the internet. They were all good. They were so confident they can get fiber. I think I said this already. That they waived the install charge. They're like, don't worry about it. We got you. This is gonna be a walk in the park. So I'm just like over the moon. It's CenturyLink. So
Sorry.
over the moon.
Yeah.
You went.
I don't know what happened,
You
but
went
I made
space,
myself
like,
laugh. Ooh, anyway.
So installs today. They give me, the nice thing about this installation is they give me a window of time, so I'm not just sitting around all day. The window of time was 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So I was just sitting around all day.
Love it. Freaky.
I just like how much you laughed at that.
Well, because
I don't even want to finish the story. It's like I should just be done. Well, that was it. That was the story.
I feel like this mic is.
Speak to the back of it
Oh,
and
really?
it still picks it up. Yeah.
Oh.
It's non-directional.
Okay.
That's the difference. If it's the other one, you have to like be
Sure.
speaking right to it.
Okay.
Anyway, so there I was, over the moon.
Oh, did you? Is this right here?
No.
I didn't know.
Testing. We're back. We are back. We're
I
back.
didn't
I'm
know
just
we
gonna leave
had
it
left.
because I can see the audio levels bouncing.
Oh.
Ba 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 ba.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Okay.
so I don't know where we cut out.
Oh.
So I'll just start from the beginning.
But
just
if
to be.
I was miming it the whole time, they got it.
Oh, that's right.
Beginning
That's right.
to the end.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there anytime between 8 and 5 p.m. We're bouncing. We're good.
Yeah.
I'll check it. Anytime between 5 a.m. No, excuse me, 8 a.m. 5 p.m. The CenturyLink dude's gonna show up and plug in my internet. So I'm hanging out. Ends up being, what time did you guys come down for lunch? 12?
It's raining outside too.
12.
11? 12?
11:55.
11:55.
So 12 is by the time you got there. So he shows up. No, excuse me. No, let me rewind.
Just go.
So I'm like entertained by your.
Very long.
It's fun. It's like, so I like.
Go ahead.
So yesterday I was sitting in my chair.
Whoa.
And I get a text message. I had to give this information.
Oh, okay.
I get a text message saying your appointment has been canceled due to equipment availability, is what it said. And I was like, what the heck? So I call in to customer service. I say, help me, please. Stupid. And they're like, nah, it looks like a mistake. Sometimes they send out these automated things. So now I'm just confused. And they were like, it looks like you're still scheduled for an install tomorrow. So just hang out during your short window of time and they'll be there. So then anyway, so we'll jump back forward in time. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, forward in time. Yeah, there we
All
go.
right.
It's 12. I get a phone call and I was waiting for this phone call and it's like, hey, my name's Jay. It starts with a J, but I'm not gonna say it. I need to practice that because we haven't been podcasters for a long time. I don't want to like outs this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, or maybe it didn't start with a J. Who knows?
Whatever. Doesn't matter. Cool name.
And he goes, hey, yeah, so I don't know what the engineers at corporate were thinking, but we're not gonna be able to install fiber at your building. And I'm like, excuse me? And I was like, wait, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, like fiber internet's ran a street up on 2nd Street, but the problem is when they're just looking at like a Google map, it looks like it's just right next to it, but there's like a big hill. And I was like, oh, you can't run fiber internet down the big hill. And he's like, well, it's just like there's easement stuff. And I was like, have you been to the location? He's like, yeah, I just drove by. And I said, are you still here? He's like, I was like, can you stop by and I'll walk it with you? So he kind of was reluctantly parked his car, or maybe he was already parked, met me out front. And right away, I could tell this homie was like, I don't get paid enough for this. It's a lot easier to just say that it's not
cold outside.
It's not possible to install fiber. Go get a different service provider. The crazy thing is, CenturyLink doesn't offer broadband internet. So it's like him saying that was literally ruining them of a customer. Anyway, I digress. So there I was with Mr. J, and luckily there's stairs that go right up the hill to 2nd Street, right next to our building. That's where the courtyard comes in. The stairs come in. So I was like, hey, what can we do here? Can we like look at the situation? I show him the back of the building. I'm like, I'm offering. I was like, I'll climb up the building. Like, you just send me the wire. Like, I'll run it. I'll feed it. Like, you don't have to do ladder stuff. You don't got to get it on the roof. Like, I'll do it all. And he's like, well, I don't even know if we can get the right angle from our location up the street. So I was like, all right, let's walk up there. We go up the stairs, and he's just huffing and puffing. Like, this is the hardest he's worked in a good while. Pre-COVID. Like, he probably hasn't worked this hard in a while. Anyway, hopefully he doesn't listen to my podcast. That'd be embarrassing.
Super fit guy.
Mr. J, if you're listening to our podcast, I apologize. This is how I felt in the moment. Am I embellishing the story slightly? Not really. Not really, honestly. So, whatever. If your boss is listening, well, here's some feedback for you, CenturyLink. Anyways, we walk to the top of the hill. He literally does a hands on the knees when we get to the top. And it was just like a few flights of stairs. It wasn't a big deal. We get over to the...
Hold up. Let me just pause you right there. This flight of stairs, every local in Port Angeles knows about this flight of stairs, and they do stairs as a group.
It wasn't that hard. We took our time. Whatever.
I mean, it's a beautiful view when you get to the top.
Yeah, it's a lot of stairs.
It's a lot of stairs. Okay. It's not just like you're waiting.
If you're used to sitting in your truck with the heater on, watching YouTube.
75 plus stairs, wouldn't you say? No. 60?
Sure. Yeah, 75.
75. Yeah. 75 stairs. That's a lot of stairs.
Yeah, a few flights of stairs, as I said.
Sure.
75 stairs is like
straight up.
3 floors.
Just straight up.
3 floors. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe 4.
Yeah, straight.
Anyway, back to my story.
No landings in between anyone for breaks.
All right. I wasn't embellishing it enough. Like, we had to keep going.
You're just making it sound like he just like walked up the back of the basement.
And we took 2 steps up the little patio steps, and he was gassed.
Anyways, so yeah.
So anyway, so we walk down the street a little bit, back, like kind of in the direction of our office, but up on this new street. And he's like, oh, there it is. There's my access point. And I'm like looking down at the corner of our building. It's like, it's a straight shot.
Straight.
Like all the way down to the corner of the building.
I saw you in the truck.
And so I'm excited because I'm like, oh, this is great. You just climb up there on your ladder. You do your thing, and I'll do everything else. You hand me the cable. I'll traverse it down the hill. I'll run it across the side of the building. I'll run it down to the window where I need to put it in. I'll run it through the wall. I'll install it, honestly. Like, you can sit back in your chair once you connect it. That's all I need. So I'm exaggerating it here, but I literally went through all of those steps with him. So I'm like, I'm gonna go back on the roof, make sure I can get up there, and like get access to that corner because I hadn't been on the roof yet. So I do all that. I go through trouble, climb up the roof. I'm on the roof. Oh, it's the dryer. So I'm on the roof, and he's up on the phone, and I'm like, hey, I'm yelling at him. And he's like, yeah, hold on one sec. And then I stand up there for like 20 minutes. He's like on the phone. Apparently later he tells me he's talking to his boss, but I'm like, what are you telling him? Like, yeah, it's really hard. He's down there. I'm up here. I got to get the cable down here. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Oh man. Anyway, so I'm just chilling on the roof, like kind of looking around, just killing time at this point. And then I'm like, forget it. Like, he can just call me when he's ready. So I start climbing down the ladder, and like, I'm not even like 3 steps down the ladder. He calls me like, hey, are you ready to do this or what? So we talk on the phone. He's like, that was my boss. I forget what he said. Something like, yeah, this is going to be a hard one. and I was like, okay, like, I'm going to walk up the hill to you. Why don't you just get up there and start doing your thing, and I'll just run the line down. So he's like, okay. Still like obvious that he does not want to do this at all. Yeah. So I like, it's a pretty steep hill, and he was like, if you want to die, like he made a comment about like dying down this hill. So I'm like, it's not that bad. Like the hill, this is not the stairs part. This is like mudslide area. Sure. With roots and stuff. Anyway, we hang up the phone. I like climb across this little like thing, which again, if you're someone who's like not in the best shape and maybe a little bit older and unstable, like I could see why it was intimidating. That being said, like he's still putting his phone in his pocket by the time I'm like up at where he's at, and he kind of like looks at me and laughs like as if like I just did a magic trick or something. Anyway, so he gets his ladder out. He puts his ladder against the pole.
Frankie wants outside. Go ahead.
He puts his ladder against the pole, and the pole's kind of like wobbling. It's not the best shape ever, and it has a bunch of ivy on it, so it's really heavy. And he's like,
"Are you going?"
Who am I telling the story to?
Me.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it.
All right.
I'm here.
If
for
you're
it.
not laughing, then you're just talking to Frankie. I'm not having as much fun.
No, I know. Go ahead. No, but I'm loving it.
Anyway, long story short, the pole's kind of shaky. He's like, I don't know about this again, like every step of the way. And so I'm like, no, you got it, buddy. It's just right there. We just have a little bit left.
I'm desperate.
And so he like does a couple steps on the ladder. Honestly, it felt like I was like trying to like convince one of my kids to do something for the first time. Is what I felt like, you know, like no, you got this. And like, are you sure, Dad? It's like, yeah. But then there's this element of like, Dad, there's this liability with this company. If I get hurt, it's not going to be good. Anyway, so yeah, long story short, he says, yeah, this isn't going to work. So he gets off the ladder. He's like, this is not safe. We need a boom truck. Oh, there's more to the story. I can keep going.
Yeah.
So he says, we need a boom truck. We got to call in our contractors. I was like, what if I can get you a boom truck? Like right now. And I'm just like, at this point, I'm like, I'm this far. Like, I will get a boom truck. Mm-hmm. Like, it'll happen. Yeah. So I call my business partner, Jordan. I'm like, hey, Jordan, do you know anybody with a boom truck? And he's like, not really, but like we could probably get one. So I'm like, hey, if I got you a boom truck here right now, could you climb up in it? And he's like, okay, Jordan, I'll call you back. And it's like, he's like, no, I really got to submit. There's liability stuff. I got to, you know, and then he was close. He hands me the coax cable. And
why didn't you take it and just sprint up that
and
ladder?
I'm holding it, and he's like, I could just leave this with you. And I was like this close to be like, can you just point me in the direction of a YouTube video of how to connect a fiber, and I'll just do all of it, and you can take credit for it. I'll do all of it. Anyway, he grabs it back. It's like, it's a liability. What are you doing? You're shaking.
November 3rd, in Port Angeles, a man falls off a ladder trying to connect his own fiber cable that one of our CenturyLink men handed over.
Anyway, so he goes, we got to submit it to the contractors with the boom truck. And I'm thinking,
hassle.
Wait, hold on. I've seen CenturyLink trucks with boom trucks, or with booms, like boom trucks. CenturyLink guys with boom trucks in our town, like kind of all over the place. So it was weird that he didn't have access to one. And then to this point, I didn't know like a time reference. So I was like, yeah, how long does that typically take? And he's like, yeah, you're going to want to get another internet option. Well, he's like 2 to 3 months is kind of a fast turnaround. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh, this is terrible. So, anyway, so he packs up and leaves. I'm like going, geez, this sucks. And then I call him. I'm like, hey, before you submit the contractor information, like, you're sure that if I don't get, like, if a boom truck just doesn't show up there tomorrow and, like, you happen to drive by, like, you couldn't, like, just, connect it real quick. And he's like, yeah, it's a liability thing. It's corporate, blah, 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 blah. So that was frustrating. So 2 or 3 months out, we're going to have great fast internet. Maybe. We'll see. If I'm alive then. Jeez. I don't even think that far down the road. Also,
that's terrible.
There's more to the story.
What?
Yeah. So later, I'm like, I got to get internet there in the meantime. So I drive to Astound, which is the worst internet in the world. I've never had more issues with my internet. Customer service, great. Internet, absolutely terrible.
So way to do business.
I honestly am more excited about CenturyLink at this point. Like, that was exhausting, but I know the internet's going to be good when I get it.
I know. I'm just messing with you, big boy.
That's the way to do business. Yeah. Hey, at least we're nice. It's like, yep. If you're like a concierge or something, then that would make sense.
Oh, that would be fun. No, that's not fun.
Anyway, so I drive to Astound, which was Wave. Now it's
I'm astounded at how terrible you are.
I walk in. I'm like, hey, I need internet in my office, and they're like, no, can't help you. We do houses only. And then I was like, what if I said it was my house? And they're like, let me check the address. And so then they check the address, and they're like, unfortunately, the person before you had Astound internet, and they were marked as a business's address. I was like, okay. So he's like, here's this guy's number. His name's M. Give him a call.
You remember
his
name?
Yes.
Marky Mark in the fucking punch.
That's his name. Stop. You can't say his name. His name's Mark. Mark's a great guy. So I call him immediately. He's like, hello. It's his cell phone number, which just feels weird at this point.
See, that's how you do business.
Yeah. Basically,
nice guy.
He basically goes, what do you want? Right away. No, I say, hey,
Marky Mark.
I need to get internet in my business pronto, and I heard that you are my man. And I said it just like that, legit.
Yeah,
I was trying to like
high
amp him up.
energy.
And he's like, yeah, let's do it. I told him the whole CenturyLink story, and he's like, I got you, buddy.
That's how you do business.
And then I told him how much they quoted me for fiber, and he goes, can't do that.
How much did he say?
CenturyLink was cheap. This is why I don't mind waiting. Like, I need internet in the meantime. $65 a month.
How much did this guy want?
For a gig up and down of fiber internet, which is incredible.
Astound me with the price.
For broadband is like $250. So fiber is probably like $400 a month. Yeah. So anyway, so he was like, I say probably because he said, I'm not even going to quote you. Like, it's going to take 2 months anyway, and it's going to be way more expensive. So like, basically stick to your deal you got with that.
That's how we do business.
But he says, they're both like referring back to each other. Yeah, you got to go. We're not going to be able to do that. Cool. No, he says, I got you. We'll get, send me your information, and we'll get broadband set up in the interim. Yeah, it's gonna be like $200 a month for broadband for 30.
Wait, hold on. You left our house. I thought you were going to Wave.
That's what I'm saying.
Broadband. Wave broadband.
Broadband is a type of connection. There's fiber and there's broadband. Broadband is like coax cable, like
I know this.
What we've used for.
Okay, so you went to
that's
Astound.
Broadband.
What's Astound?
Astound is Wave.
Okay.
Astound bought Wave and made them worse.
Gotcha.
Their internet.
It's all clicking.
Astound bought broadband, and our upload speed went from like 50 megabytes per second down to like 20.
Oh, down 20.
Like the second they changed their name, we lost 30 gigs.
Whoa, man! Megabytes. But that's how you do business.
That's how you do business. They're really nice. There's someone physically I could talk to today. It was incredible.
And he was like, "I'm gonna hook you up," and then he was like,
Anyway, I just talked for 20 minutes about hooking up internet. What do you got to talk about?
I think it was worth it. Honestly, I mean, I don't have a lot to talk about because I just acted out everything that was important. So
cool. Well, this will be just one of those podcast episodes that just kind of sits there.
No, if you want to hear a solid story, you should listen to this. I think that this is worth it, baby.
I'm a good storyteller.
You want me to tell you a story?
I didn't say I was better than you.
I tried to tell you a story. I tried to tell you a story this morning while I was in the bathroom doing my hair, and guess what happened?
I said, "Are you done yet? What's the point? Get to it.
Do you remember what story I'm talking about? High school. Cars.
Oh, you were trying to make a point, and I was like, you were right there too, you little punk. She's talking about like kids being dumb and crashing their cars. Like, excuse me, who rolled their 4Runner?
Hey, hold up. And my comeback was that was not my fault. Okay, the person
I
in the
bet you
passenger
everybody else
seat
would say the same thing.
Pulled the wheel himself because he was freaking out.
I got in
his
a wreck.
fault.
in high school.
Yeah?
Yeah, with my buddy Alex. We were driving his sister's
yellow
Volkswagen
so we just
Beetle.
hold up. We just acknowledged that Breck has a story about rolling her 4Runner. But we're going to jump back to you telling another story.
You started
I
just
see how this
defending yourself.
podcast
That's not a
goes.
fun story.
This is
Tell a
Kylan's
story.
podcast.
Don't say you're
No, I'm
defend
kidding.
yourself.
Anyways, so
No one
you're
wants to
right.
hear
So
you
you're in
try to earn
your
points.
your friend's sister's Beetle. Why did she let you guys drive her car?
Volkswagen Beetle, because
Nice sister.
had a Sequoia. It was their family's old Sequoia, and
Okay.
so when she wanted to take more than just a couple friends out, she would borrow and trade. So he would drive the
Okay.
yellow
All right.
Beetle bug.
It's all okay.
Anyway, so we were driving.
I'm gonna act this one out too.
We were with Taylor Ritchie actually. So it was Alex, me, and Taylor. Like we just picked.
He's rich. Like actually though, doesn't his parents own like a Harry Richards jewelry?
Yeah.
Oh, this is not an anonymous podcast now. Shoot.
Why are you doing that?
I didn't mean to do that. Actually, it just kind of slipped out in the moment.
Not that part. Like, wait, okay.
Oh, the money part?
Yeah. Anyway, whatever.
Does anyone have rich friends? No. Oh, that's not a bad thing. I'm sorry.
Anyway, so we're driving along, and we were listening to the Beastie Boys. We were listening to. Oh goodness!
Oh, too bad.
Every
I
time
don't
this
know
song comes on, I think of this wreck.
Oh, that's cute.
And by wreck, I mean it was like a little teeny like bump. Whoop. So basically, we were coming around the corner. It was slick. It was about this time of year, and the driver of the car was going a little bit too fast. It was not me. Just to clarify. And we slammed on the brakes and slid, ran on the car or the rail, and then drove off. That was it. That was the extent of my
oh man,
high school crashes. So what you got? What you got for us, Miss Safe Driver?
Okay.
You're earning all your Allstate Safe Driver rewards.
Hold up. First of all,
the insurance never knew about it because I called my daddy and said, "Daddy, quick!"
That's exactly what happened.
I know. That's why I said it.
Man, okay, so I'm in this 4Runner. Okay, I'm in my 4Runner.
Jacked up.
It's
30
it's a
feet in the air.
1992 charcoal gray.
Safe as
4Runner.
all be.
No,
it's
I
the safest
had a
car you could get.
gosh
as a high
darn
schooler.
it, Kylan. I had a 3-inch
Sorry,
lift on it.
I'll be quiet and mime it.
With one hand. Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
Lift.
so it has a lift, and I had like 33-inch tires on it. So it's a little bit, it's up high. It's a small 4Runner, and I am taking a pal home from track. No, this is terrible.
Just a pal.
No, okay, literally, if any of my friends from high school ever hear this, like, they're going to laugh because they remember this. The day after is just... Okay, so I'm at track meet. We get home late at night, and so we get off the bus. I'm about to drive my 4Runner home from the parking lot of our high school. My buddy, he's like, "Hey, Breck, can you give me a ride home first?" And I was like, "You gotta be kidding me. I'm tired. It's dark." And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." So just stop. No, hear me out. So I'm driving him
I'm
home.
like, oh my gosh, this sucks. I can't believe I have to take him home.
So I'm driving him home.
So dumb.
And it's like country roads, okay? Country roads. And one of my headlights is out. Fog lights, okay? It's foggy and it's dark and you're yawning. This is not that entertaining of a story. Anyway.
One of my fog lights is out. Ah, yes. Good. Vital
Anyways,
piece of information. Let's get to
well,
the good
I mean,
part.
come on. So we're driving down. Honestly, I'm only going like 35 miles an hour. But we get to this point at the end of the road. He's telling me where to go. I've never been to his house
Was he saying
before.
anything else?
Yeah. So we're driving down the road. And he's like, "Hey, Breck, have you ever kissed anyone?" And he knows for a fact I haven't kissed anyone. And I was like, "No, dude, I haven't." And he's like, "If you don't kiss anyone by the end of your junior year, I'm going to kiss you." And I was like, "No, you're not."
And then she jerked the wheel. She said, "I'd rather die right here, right now."
No, I was like, "No, you're not." But I felt so awkward. Like my face was just hot and red. It's dark though.
Because you
can't
never
see
kissed
that.
anyone.
I've
You
never
were like,
kissed
am I
anyone,
about to
and
get
now
kissed
I
right
feel
now?
unsafe. Yeah, this guy. I was like, oh no, this is bad. He was kind of a friend, but I didn't like. I didn't like him. Anyway, so
it kind of stinks in here right now.
yeah. so
Smells like BS.
Stop. So I get to the end of this. So okay, so I'm literally. He's like, turn here, you know. So we are driving down this road. We get to the end of this road where it's literally like a turn, but it's like it's almost 90 degree. Like you need to stop at the stop sign.
Back up
before you
and
turn.
then it's a 3-point turn.
It's like before. It's not just like you can maybe make this. Like you better really. This is like. Anyways, so it's dark and I didn't see that turn, and he goes, "Oh, we got a turn. It's a turn."
Did he
and
go
I
for a
was
kiss?
like, "Oh." I slam on the clutch. This is a stick shift, okay? Slam on the clutch, put it into the second gear. That shows you how slow I was going. Like I wasn't going that fast, okay? I put it into second. I'm turning. He is freaking out. He's not wearing a seatbelt. He grabs my wheel to help me turn. Do not do that. If you're panicked in a car, don't help the driver.
Depends on who's driving.
You would do that if I was driving?
Maybe
I knew what I was
not
doing.
now.
This guy did not even know how to drive a freaking stick shift. Like, if you don't know how to drive a stick shift and you're in a stick shift car, let the driver drive, okay? He whips the wheel, okay? He's not even freaking wearing a seatbelt. My 2 tires on the edge go.
Is this
okay.
are you telling a story to prove a point, or like to make sure that anyone who's listening, including my
I
husband,
am telling you,
it was not my
what?
fault. It wasn't my fault.
Seriously though, I knew what I was doing. I literally, and my dad, like you could ask my dad.
If you knew what you're doing, why were you going that fast to be able to flip it?
35 miles an hour down a seriously
Hold up.
straight road.
Hold up.
This road was as straight as a freaking noodle,
Okay,
man.
okay.
An uncooked noodle.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why is it so important to you that you approve the point that
I don't know, because of the way you made me feel this morning when I was trying to reminisce about my problem.
100% innocent, and maybe not like
okay, obviously
70%
I should have
innocent.
slowed down like on a road that I'm unfamiliar with in the dark with a fog light out.
Okay.
Like, okay,
I think
that's
that's
where
the
was
problem
in
I
the
have
wrong.
in these moments is like when it's a moment of like potentially you being perceived as like incapable of something, you don't like accept that maybe like I messed up a little bit. You go, I was 100%.
Dude,
like, I remember we were driving.
Hold up, no, let me say this
on a road
because
trip
after this whole
with your dad,
accident, he said to me,
had a close call with a cigarette.
okay. Oh, actually, I know what you're talking about now, and I still have a rebuttal. Like,
see, this is what I was saying right now. Instead of just like kind of listening and laughing, like,
I'm
yeah,
sorry, babe.
funny.
It was a close call. That was funny.
Yeah,
funny
exactly.
times.
So you would you would sound more competent and capable if you just accepted. But the fact that you're like, nope, I'm never wrong. Actually, I'm actually always the perfect
so
driver.
Dumb.
It's like I'm a pretty good driver.
Anyway,
and I still
let's
end up
get
in
to
moments that are
let's
like,
get to the story. So
how many?
I'm slowing
between the two
down.
of us, who has gotten in more wrecks since being married?
You.
Yeah.
Thank you for pointing that out.
That's what I'm saying. I'm still a better driver.
Oh my gosh.
Whatever.
Oh
I don't
my
care.
gosh.
It doesn't even matter.
Okay.
That's so funny.
I'm so glad that doesn't matter.
Are you serious?
But we're gonna move on now.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes.
You think you're a better driver than
Yes.
me? Okay, let me put it this way.
Safer? Absolutely.
Let me put it this way. Under normal
Cautious?
conditions,
Absolutely.
driving to the store,
If we have to pick someone to drive in the snow, I pick you. But
that's what I'm saying.
okay, but that doesn't
Under
mean you're a better driver.
Abnormal situations, I am 100% better in every single abnormal
Okay.
situation
Anyway,
possible.
so we are
Especially
on the road,
if I'm driving and a friend's trying to kiss me.
I'm turning, and I swear we're coming out of this. I'm not going that fast. We've got 2 tires off of the ledge of the road here on the edge, but like it's one of those things where if I accelerate
going
enough,
so
we're
slow-
gonna come out of this. You know, like it's gonna be okay. But not when he grabs the wheel and jerks it, and my 2 tires go just instantly. Like here's we are, whoop, sends us. We go rolling down the side of this ravine. 2 full rotations of the car.
hard.
All of the windows are shattered. I have my seatbelt on, and I
What's
am
in the
now
back of
going
the
on
car?
for the ride. My snowboard is in the back of the car, shoots up front to in between us. Dallas is. I just said his name, dang it. He's holding on to my headrest for dear life because he now has no window on the side. Okay, because it's been popped out by a bunch of branches from us rolling in rocks. Anyways, my windshield is shattered, like the whole thing. We stop. We finally stop. It feels like eternity when you're rolling. We stop, and now we're stopped on our side like this. So I'm in the driver's side, and we're on our side. And I'm like, okay. I was like, Dallas, what is below us here? And he's like, there is a road below this one because this road curves around. So if we jump out of my side, we could potentially, like, this can keep rolling and roll on top of us and crush us if we don't just get out and move to the front. So I'm like, all right, let's go out my side. You know, that's what we're thinking. So I am trying to open my door, but it's just drop out your window as cautiously as we can.
Sneak a little kiss on our way.
So we drop out his passenger window.
Yeah.
Bolt to the front of the car. It's
just
dark
run
out.
Quickly.
Dark. Run up to the road.
Run,
not, you know,
run
we're not
fast
running.
enough to where the car can't see you. Decide to crush you.
We bolt to the front of the car. We make our way up to the top. We get to the top. I call my dad. I'm all shaky. I'm like, dude, are you okay? He's
Did
like,
he go
"Are
in
you
for
okay?"
a kiss at that point?
No, stop. No, not yet.
He did?
No,
He went in
not
for
yet.
another one?
Not yet. So he didn't do it in the car.
Like later?
No,
When your dad
stop. Just stop.
You're saying not yet.
Not yet.
I didn't know
I'm
he
getting
went
there.
again.
No, he
Oh.
never did for the. He said it in the car, but he didn't actually lean
I
in
didn't
and
know
try to
he
kiss
tried
me
to
while I
do
was.
it.
What?
I
You
didn't-
thought he tried to kiss me and that's why I crashed?
No.
No.
You're saying not yet.
Oh, you didn't know he tried at all.
I didn't know he tried.
It wasn't like kiss the girl. It wasn't like la 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 la. No, it was like, so I get up to the top of the road. I call my dad. I'm like, Dad, I just got in a car accident. It's not involving another car though, but my 4Runner is totaled. I'm here with Dallas. I was trying to take him home. My dad's like, okay, where are you? And so I'm like, Dallas, I hand the phone to Dallas because he knows where we are. So he explains to my dad where we are.
And he's like, I got about 15 minutes before your dad's here. I'll kiss her.
So my dad's on his way. I'm standing up there. I'm like, dude, are you okay? He's like, I'm good. I'm like, are you bleeding at all? He is. He's bleeding on the legs. He's got his shoes are now
he wanted
dripping
you to kiss
in
his
blood.
owies. That's what it was.
Yeah. No, so blood's soaking on his shoe, on one of his shoes. Oh, Breaky's back. And so, anyway, so I'm like, oh, man. So we're standing there. It's cold. And I'm now sad because my 4Runner is totaled. And I loved that thing. That was fun to drive. It wasn't like the nicest 4Runner in the world, but it was fun. And I was bummed. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, I'm upset. And I'm like, dude, I'm sorry that this happened with you in the car. Like, I feel bad. He's like, oh, Breck, it's okay. And he grabs me from, like, behind. You know how, like, boyfriends try to, like, grab their girl from around the waist. You know, like, just kind of like this, like, thing. So he, like, grabs me and I'm just like, what is happening? And he, like, goes in and I, like, turn my body to disconnect him from mine. And I'm like, dude, are you serious? Like, not right now. Like, no.
Later.
I was like, this is just, what is happening?
Or earlier. You missed it.
No. I was like, this is terrible. So, lo and behold, my dad shows up. And my dad's like, oh, my gosh, are you guys okay? And we're like, yeah, we're fine. He's like, where's the car? Where's the 4Runner? And I was like, it's down there. And he looks over the ledge and he's like, you gotta be kidding me. You rolled her, Breck. And I was like, yeah, Dad, I know.
He
He's
tried
like,
to kiss me.
He's like, okay, well, I'm going to run down there. Do you need anything out of there? And he goes down and grabs my backpack and Dallas's backpack and my track stuff.
Anything else?
Turns off the lights. What?
Anything else?
No.
Nothing?
He didn't grab my
Fuzzy dice?
fuzzy. Oh, babe, yeah. I had
You were
some
about to
fuzzy
kiss
dice.
someone else while looking at my fuzzy dice?
Kylan had given me fuzzy dice because we were friends at the time. And you bought me these giant fuzzy dice, and they're so big, babe. They
Fuzzy
took up
dice,
so
Yall.
much.
Oh, come on. You loved it. You loved, like, oh, some mysterious boy in another city bought it for me. You leveraged all your little crushes against each other. I did
I
the
just
same
want
thing.
friends to buy me things like fuzzy dice and try to. No, I didn't leverage anything. I legit stop. Where did you buy those fuzzy dice from?
From a girlfriend of mine.
Nowhere though.
I don't know, probably
You
like
don't
a
know.
Dollar Tree or something, or the $30 tree.
You're funny. That's
a Nike
funny.
store.
I love you. I just kissed you because I'm like, oh, I forgot. I love you a lot. Not that I forgot that I love you. Anyways, no.
I have a story to tell.
So hold up. So stop.
About how you
Stop.
your.
So my dad's like, you got to be kidding me. So my dad drives Dallas home. Then he goes home and he goes, tomorrow we had a friend with a tow truck. He's like, I'm going to call our friend and he's going to get your foreigner out of here and we're going to get it back home. And so that was, so while I'm at school the next day, oh my gosh, get this. We show up to school the next day. Dallas is wearing his blood-soaked shoes so that everybody will ask him questions about it. And everyone's like, dude, what happened to your shoes?
Had a crazy intimate
he
night
got
with
there
Breck.
to school early. Like, and this kid's always late. He got there early, and I showed up right on time. It was just funny.
You're,
like, the whole
you're
thing
saying
just
real names now, so you can't. He was like, "Hey, you want to go to the football game?" And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds interesting." It was 8-man football because it's like it's small town.
It was 11-man football.
No, it was not.
It was 11 men. I remember. I went to that freaking school, dude. I went to that school.
Watched an 8-man football game in my life, and I remember sitting in the bleachers going, "Wow, this is interesting." It was 8-man football.
It was 11.
Okay. Anyway.
Doesn't matter.
At the time that I was watching, there were 8 guys on one team and 8 guys on the other team.
3 of them were sleeping on the bench,
apparently. Anyway, I had this moment of like, man, I went to a big school, and we had, we had like multiple.
Oh,
A,
so
B,
big.
No, I'm not bragging.
And we were so good.
You.
Get to the story, bro. Okay?
You want me to get to the story?
No, not really. Can we skip this whole story?
So all in this one, this was like within 30 minutes. I show up there with your brother. You kind of show up with this like
group.
Ragtag
I have my friends. No.
Team of. It was just it was hard to see because everyone was wearing camo. Including you, and I was like, I've never seen this jacket on you before.
I was not wearing camo.
And you were wearing this big, like, poofy jacket. It was
Stop.
obviously someone else's jacket.
Oh my gosh, I had.
Do you remember it?
Yes,
Yeah.
and it wasn't even. Oh
and so
my
this
gosh.
was this one kid's jacket, and then another kid just starts randomly doing pull-ups on the little kid's pull-up bar. I'm like, what is happening right now?
Stop! That's not true.
Wait, what?
Yeah, what the heck? The jacket story and the pull-up story do not go together.
Those were the same night.
No, they weren't. No, they weren't. You're talking about homecoming dance one of the times.
Nope.
Yes.
No. Homecoming was on the. Homecoming wasn't even out on the back.
Oh
I don't know what you're talking about.
Gosh.
Homecoming was red squishy ball dude, which again, that's a different guy, a different experience. It was weird. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, so you okay, we need to preface this. Kylan went to a school 2 hours away from me.
Yes.
And he would come to visit.
Yeah.
My brother.
Like I said,
because you were friends with my brother.
I was the mysterious guy from another city that you like to kind of like Like,
I
this
didn't-
mysterious
I
guy
thought
from
you
another
were
city's
handsome.
coming to
I thought you
town.
were super attractive, but I thought you were annoying at the time.
Yeah, and all of your friends that you had crushes on were definitely not annoying.
You know how like you watch? Okay, you watch like you know how? Okay, this is just gonna sound
still
so
annoying.
terrible, huh?
I said I'm still annoying. So
No,
nothing
but
changed.
here's the thing. Okay,
I keep
so
putting
like
my
you
toe
watch
in there.
like nature documentaries about like the elk. You know, they like try to gotta prove that they're tough to like win the guy. That's just like biology. That's just like Mother Nature.
I didn't
like,
do that.
I know, and that's why I didn't like you.
It
I
was
thought you were
all-
some wimpy dweeb that was super.
You just said the opposite. You literally just said the opposite.
Your voice. Your voice.
Anyway, all these Corbett
These guys,
country guys
these
just
country
see
guys were
me
manly men
and they
in
just
my
start
brain, in
doing
my
pull-ups
16-year-old
and revving
brain.
their big old jacked up. No, not big. They're small, jacked up trucks. They all had Toyotas and Rangers. Oh man,
Dude, but it is that element as a 16-year-old girl. Like you're looking for the tough guy that can protect
they're
you.
pounding their
and
monsters,
provide for you. You know.
spitting their chew. Who's this city slicker coming to steal our women?
Oh man, but at the end of the day, it's the SIDS. Sorry, it's it. I was referring to Ice Age.
Oh, okay.
Sid sitting, you know the what is he?
The sloth?
The sloth sitting in the hot tub with the girls, and they're like, "Oh, he's one of the sensitive ones. They always get eaten." And then like, it's like
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
No,
It's
love
not
you, though,
accurate.
babe.
In high
Because
school,
you-
I
you-
was stronger.
you-
I had bigger muscles. I was better at sports than all of those guys combined.
I know, and I learned that.
I didn't
It
own
was
anything
you getting
camo.
out of that pool.
I didn't
that one
at that
time,
point in
and
time.
I was like, "Oh, he can protect me for sure. He can protect me."
This is a dumb little petty podcast. This is our dumb little petty podcast. Welcome to our dumb little petty podcast hour.
Oh man.
Hopefully
this
the
is
audio
good,
was
dude. This is
terrible,
good.
so people turned it off way before this.
Hey.
Anyway,
This is
don't
fun,
try
Dick.
to kiss any teenage girl who may or may not have a crush on you in high school. She'll crash.
What? That's it.
Drink water.
Babe, I love you. I love
love
you.
you.
It was fun.
I'm not.
I just
I'm
want
better
to kiss
than you.
right now.
I'm better than you. Nah, I don't want to crash. I have to do some work
Okay.
actually. So I'm still recording. I didn't stop
I
it.
know.
I was just gonna say, what's next? What's after the podcast? Evans.
Oh, what happens like literally right after this?
Yeah.
What time is it? I don't even know.
My thumb hurts. I might give it a
I-
break from holding this microphone.
I want to kiss you a little bit.
I don't know if
I love you. Like reminiscing is like.
My
on there
story.
is tiny.
It was a part of my story.
Oh.
It was a part of my story. It was funny.
that
It was
part of
like
the story
small town
really
football.
matters?
It was like they were all
Sure.
chugging beers at halftime or something. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wouldn't put it past
I know.
them. Their
No,
parents
like,
probably
I
brought
don't
it.
know. I don't know what happens in a small town. Leave your keys at the door. As long as the keys are at the door, you guys can do whatever the hell you want. Just don't bother me.
Powder Puff game. So man, I'm sorry. Anyways,
Anyway.
that's just getting long.
The Powder Puff games. That one time Woo, baby. I took the ball and ran it into the touchdown. Oh, man. I did not see. That's the difference between me and you.
Oh,
Powder Puff came around, and I was like, I want nothing to do with this.
You
crap.
didn't help coach the girls?
No, I didn't help coach the girls.
Oh, honey,
it was just a
because
big.
you were saving yourself for me. You didn't want all those girls falling in love
First
with
of
the
all,
sensitive one that would teach them
there's
what they
some
probably
truth
didn't
in that, and
even
the
know.
truth in that is I wanted nothing to do with why those girls were out there. It had nothing to do with football,
Oh,
and they were all
come on,
just
dude.
wanted-
I was out there because I wanted to just be like, oh, I'm going to prove to my whole freaking school, all 38.
I think we should be done.
Okay. But I'm fast.
Breck is perfect and was pure of heart. and even 13 years later, we'll stand on that 100%. All right.
Oh,
This was a good one. Are you good being done? I'm going to click done.
I thought you already pressed it.